A band of intrepid rebels enters the Ferris sector, ready to receive their next mission from High Command. What dangers await them in the darkness of space? Find out in today's episode of Friends Like These. Okay, as we begin our adventure, the 4 members of the crew of the Mellifluous, your guys' auspicious ship, you have been tasked by the rebellion to fly towards an undisclosed location. There's some kind of secret alliance objective that you need to help them complete. Now, the 4 of you, while knowing each other by name and maybe by first impressions, have not really truly met. But you have been grouped together, all of you having shown much of your worth to the rebellion already. You've been grouped together for this special task. You have arrived at the location that you were sent to, just the middle of nowhere. Deep into space, the darkness surrounding you, stars twinkling in and out through the windows. When you receive your message, the encryption marks it as from Alliance High Command. And it reads, "Agents, Alliance sympathizers on Zorn desperately need your immediate assistance. Attached is an IFF transponder frequency to broadcast when you arrive. Meet with Kashyyyk Kursa of the Clan Assembly, and I'll brief you fully on station. Report to Zorn with all possible speed. You are their only hope." Which one of you guys would like to track time?
I suppose I can.
Okay. So right now, you guys currently have 48 hours.
Oh. Okay.
You're not sure till what yet. You'll learn in a moment, but I just need to keep track of time, and I'll tell you, like, how much time passes. And make sure to ask me, like, oh, how much time did that take? We'll be counting down from those 48 hours.
Okay, until...
You don't know yet.
Okay, alright. Gotcha.
But the time begins now. So, Aro, you received this transmission from the cockpit. Here, let me bring you guys over to the ship. And let me take your tokens. And drop you guys in there. Blup, blup, blup.
That's us!
We're huge compared to the ship.
Okay. We don't have to be huge. You can make yourself smaller if you want. I don't know, can you actually?
We can't shrink our size. I think only you can.
Oh, there we go. Aro, you are alone in the cockpit, which I believe is, like, down here? Looks like on one of the wings. I'm not exactly sure here.
I can't see the full ship.
Yeah, it looks like if you look at the side picture of the other picture, it looks like that would be.
Yeah, so I think this is the cockpit on this
kind of a weird
wing
location
side here.
for a cockpit.
Wait.
Well, Star Wars ships have weird cockpits. Like the Millennium Falcon has, like, off the side. You know, they in Star Wars they go for cool,
Rather than
cool
functionality.
looking,
Like you can't
more than
see any,
functionality.
like, there's not really
Yeah.
a point to having like a window on your right side in the cockpit.
Wait.
Aro, you
Hold on,
received this
half
yeah.
of the ship was cut in half.
Okay,
for me
try
first.
to like zoom in and out and see if it like changes because sometimes it
Here we
glitches.
are.
Yeah. Aro, you received this transmission from the cockpit. You upload it onto a small microchip, remove the microchip from your dashboard, and step up. One of the doors opens up, and you make your way down through the corridors of the Mellifluous. Through another door, and you make your way into the kind of dining kitchen area, where the rest of your squadron are kind of seated at this table. Aro, can you explain to our audience what you look like?
All right. Well, of course, my name's Arlo Gant, and I am quite large, actually. I'm about 8 foot, 3.5 inches. It's very important. Remember, 8 foot, 3.5 inches. I am, yeah, I'm not, I wouldn't say extremely muscular, but I have a bigger build, for around the same, like, average size of the slot. Let's see. I have like bright orange eyes. I'm actually a little different from the rest of my kind. I'm not exactly purple. I'm more of like a beige kind of thing, which there has been problems in my young childhood growing up being slightly different from the rest of my purple
Yeah,
people.
you're adopted.
No, I'm not adopted. I'm just better than the rest. Yeah, I have like kind of dark brownish kind of flowing hair, not super long, but it kind of just kind of like around the shoulders.
Yeah.
My beautiful, sexy pointy ears are pretty great. And yeah, that's me, in a nutshell.
Okay. And what are you wearing? What's kind of the outfit you have on?
It's just some like it's pretty light, like a long sleeve. Not exactly super tight, but kind of slightly loose. Just some regular cargo pants. Your typical just boots, probably like laced up boots in a sense. My 2 amazing pistols to the side of me, and
All right.
yeah.
Okay, and as you step inside, the first one you notice is what I assume is probably the second tallest figure in the room. Brendan, can you describe what your character looks like?
I am a standard B1 unit. Not about, because they're all the exact same height. 6'4". I have this big backpack on that has a big red cross on the back of it, and I'm like covered in like battle like blast marks, and I have a huge like scar going, or I don't know if that makes sense, but like a huge like slash like burn mark going down the side of my chest. And it looks like someone just took sandpaper and just rubbed me down with it. Like almost all my paint is gone.
All right, and seated next to him, Noah.
Yeah. You see before you a chiss about average height, 5'9". He's wearing, or I'm wearing, a light gray outfit with a bunch of. I'm wearing like a kind of a backpack with a bunch of straps and pockets on it. And I'm as chiss are colored blue. That's my same color, and red eyes, sort of medium length black hair. That's me.
Nice. And finally, Jazzy.
I am a younger looking Togruta. I am blue. I have a big scar on one of my leku going across my face and up one of my eyebrows. I'm wearing something simple, just a white collared shirt and like a brown vest over it. I have 2 knives at my sides and a metal headpiece. Oh, I'm small.
Awesome.
I'm very small. I'm like 5'5".
Very small, at least compared to the rest.
Yeah.
You guys have all been kind of sitting in this ship. It's been about like a 24-hour flight since leaving the rebellion base that you guys were all stationed on, and it's been some of the most awkward hours of your guys' lives. Aro, who seems to be a pretty charismatic guy, is in the cockpit most of the time, running the ship. And the rest of you are not the most social individuals, and it's kind of been a bit of an awkward situation. One of you is a droid. One of you is fresh off the boat, very new to this whole kind of situation, and it's been a bit of an awkward situation. So it's all kind of a relief to you when Aro, who kind of holds the room typically when he steps into it, steps into the room with what looks like excitement.
All right, folks. Hello. All right, anyway, let's see. I just received a transmission, and I think it's very important for the rest of you to hear. I'm quite excited, so I think I have it on the chip here. Give it a listen here. There we go.
Alright,
Is there like a little plug-in?
Yeah, there's like a little like boom box, you know what I mean? Like an old fashioned like
Comes
boom
out the
box.
shoulder.
Like yeah, you know like when 90s B-boys would meet in the streets to do like breakdance battles. Kind of like you got one of those things, you kind of plug it in and the voice transmission comes through. It kind of crackles a bit. You kind of adjust some knobs on it. Agents, Alliance sympathizers on Zorn desperately need your immediate assistance. Attached is an IFF transponder frequency to broadcast when you arrive. Meet with Kashyyyk Corsa of the Clown Assembly, and I'll brief you fully on station. Report to Zorn with all possible speed. You are their only hope. And then it begins kind of emitting some kind of like weird like frequency like sound. Kind of like if a QR code was auditory. That's what it sounds like. And you assume that is the IFF transponder frequency that you should emit once you arrive within the orbit of this planet, Zorn. Okay, so you guys, let's set sail for Zorn. Where are the rules here for? Okay. Which one of you guys wants to set the coordinates for Zorn?
I can do that.
All right. So you follow. I guess the whole group. You guys all kind of make your way into the cockpit, kind of stuffing inside. You guys watch as Vero takes the pilot's seat and then opens up the dashboard and then begins, hopefully, successfully plotting a course for Zorn, which is XORRN. Go ahead and make an easy astrogation check for me.
All right. And
So easy is 1 purple dice for difficulty.
okay. And just roll that.
And then roll your astrogation. So what is your... It's intellect skill, right?
Yes. Let me just pull up my.
Alright. What's your intellect?
5.
Okay, and then what's your astrogation?
2.
So you would take 5 greens and then replace 2 of them with yellows.
Okay.
And then you roll that plus 1 purple, and then tell me the results.
All right. 6 successes, 1 advantage.
Awesome. So easily, very easy for you. While you've never been to Zorn, you don't know much about it. You know exactly what system it's in. It's very easy for you to just plot the course to it, and then the ship enters hyperspace towards it. Looks like it's going to take maybe about 20 minutes to get there.
Sick.
You guys begin gliding through the ship. As the minutes tick by, the rest of you guys begin gathering your things from the various rooms where you guys have been staying. You still keep, like, you know, your basics, like sets of clothes and everything in your rooms, but you start gearing up with your sling on your backpack, fill it with your toolkits, and you strap on your weapons and your armor, and soon Aro drops the ship out of hyperspace, and you guys arrive back into the darkness of space. A rust-colored world speckled with muddy orange clouds fills the viewport. Cutting across your approach vector, the faint black specks of a debris field resolve into a conglomeration of asteroids and starship wreckage as you draw closer to the planet. A massive bulk hauler rests anchored to the skeletal remains of a cruiser, likely conducting salvage. So it looks like right as you kind of enter into the orbit, there seems to be a lot of things floating in the orbit of this planet. Asteroids, rocks, bits of earth and dust, kind of clustered in like big, large rings around the planet and just kind of within the atmosphere. You also see bits of metal and floating pieces of ships knocking against these asteroids and just kind of floating here. And also a massive bulk hauler, which is like a big like salvage ship. And it looks like it's kind of attached to the skeletal remains of a cruiser. Most likely the people on the bulk hauler are moving into the cruiser and trying to salvage things from the remains of the ship. And all of this is kind of floating in orbit as you approach. Arrow, you press a button and you begin to broadcast the IFF frequency from the message, identifying yourself.
This is
And
arrogant. Come in.
it kind of crackles a bit, and there's a couple moments pass. Yes, Arrow? And this is the same voice that you heard on the from Alliance High Command. And the voice begins directing you guys to a landing shaft on the planet. It tells you, it gives you a set of coordinates, tells you where on the surface you should find a landing shaft, and then where to descend down into that. You begin making your way towards the coordinates, and once again, you're kind of slowly navigating past these asteroids, bits of ships, skeletons of cruisers and starships kind of floating in this orbit. You guys, would any of you guys kind of like to peek out, kind of see if you can identify anything within this this debris cloud?
I would like to.
All right, awesome. Is there anything in particular like that you're kind of looking for?
Do I see any ships that I can recognize?
Go ahead and make. Go ahead and make an mechanics check. So that would be average, so 2 purple against your mechanics.
I have 0 in mechanics, so is that just
okay?
nothing?
Just intellect.
Okay.
So what is your intellect?
My intellect is 2.
Okay, so you just take 2 greens and roll it against 2 purples.
Okay. 1 success, 1 advantage.
Awesome. Okay. You guys pass the bulk hauler that's attached to the skeletal remains. It actually seems it's not actually salvaging the skeletal remains. It's in fact a camouflaged repair yard. It looks like that the yard is refitting the hauler. So what you thought was just like the skeletal remains of like a cruiser, it actually looks like it's like a yard. You see figures on there. There seems to be like repair equipment and like machines up there, and the hauler is attached to it, and it looks like people from the skeletal remains of the cruiser are actually going onto the ship and like helping repair and refuel the bulk hauler. And Skipper kind of points this out to the rest of you guys, kind of look out, and you notice now that, yeah, this is like a repair yard floating in the orbit.
What the heck?
1 second, I just realized we have not rolled destiny points. So let's do that now. The force dice is the white d12.
Okay.
If you guys could roll that.
White D12.
Just one.
And then
Just one?
yeah, just one.
Okay.
And then let me know the result in chat.
I got 1 dark side.
Okay.
Same.
I got 1 light side.
Okay. Brendan?
1 dark.
All right. So if you guys go to your journal, like where you can find your characters, under that there should be the destiny point handout. And I spelled destiny wrong.
Destiny points.
And you guys can open that and also like minimize that and check that every once in a while to check how many destiny points you guys have. Right now, starting off, you guys have 1 to spend and I have 3. Once again, once you...
Never mind.
Sorry?
I can't see what's in the desk.
Yeah, I can't see anything either.
Me either.
Oh, what?
Do you have the GM info?
Oh, what?
You opened the wrong folder. We're in the Destiny
Yeah.
points, that's why.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
So, once again, you guys can spend light side points, I spend dark side points. Once one of us spends one, it flips to the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you spend a light side, it becomes a dark side for me. If I spend a dark side, it becomes a light side for you.
Okay.
One thing you can spend this on is, for the luck thing, or like to kind of retcon things. Another thing you can spend a destiny point on is to upgrade one of the dice in your roll. So to like upgrade a green to a yellow, or if your roll was already full yellows, to get a green. Or to downgrade an enemy's roll.
Charlotte, did you roll for duty?
I need to do that as well. So let me roll a d100. Evan, try closing it and opening it again. Alright, 48. You guys, your duty is 25. From 1 to 25. So none of your duty is activated for this session.
Yeah.
Alright. You guys begin to descend down. Aro, the control yoke is kind of sluggish in your hands as you navigate the sickly orange clouds. You break through and you approach the surface, noticing a few dozen spherical shipwrecks rusting into the sand. Several deep shafts pock the surface, and one of them has flashing green lights. This must be Landing Shaft Besh, which is what you are told to land at. There, you guys kind of descend down. So this landing shaft is kind of built into the surface of the ground. Around, like, the surface of the planet is broken rock and kind of it looks just kind of poisoned. Like the surface is just kind of poisoned. You know, like you see lakes of strangely colored pools. You see, and just kind of around this landing shaft, you do see lots of remains of ships, kind of half buried in the sand and the rock. And just bits of ships and metal all around you. You descend down into this metal shaft that goes deep underground. And you touch down at the platform underneath. You guys make your way to the back of the ship where the boarding ramp lowers down with a hiss and kind of emitting this steam. And you guys make your way off of it and into this kind of subterranean base here. Let me find some audio for that.
Everyone hold your butts. This is going to be interesting.
As you make your way onto the platform, you see a young, clean-shaven human man, maybe in his early 20s, and this kind of older, maybe mid to late 30s, grease-stained woman in engineering coveralls. They're engaged in a heated argument. They're standing in front of a tanned, gray-bearded man and a lithe woman in rich, dark robes. As you guys exit down the boarding ramp and onto this platform, the arguers grow quiet. The young man steps forward, offering his hand. Thank you for coming. We are grateful you were able to arrive so quickly. I'm Kal Corsa, Kashyyyk of the Clan Assembly here on Zorn. He kind of motions to the woman he was arguing with. The angry rancor behind me is the patrician of the Harden family and our chief engineer, Lyra Harden. The woman kind of smirks, as if his comment were proof she won some kind of argument. And behind her are Patrician Viola Sargon, and he kind of motions to the lady in the robes, and Security Chief Bellows, and he motions to the large, tan-skinned man with the snow-white beard. The man is currently looking down on a datapad, and he kind of looks up as his name is mentioned. His eyes go wide. Datapad drops from his hand, and immediately a blaster rifle is out, pointing it straight at you guys. And he kind of pauses for a second. This is them? And the Cal kind of nods. Yes, Chief. Is everything all right? Clanker.
I'll step forward. Greetings. I am B1 Unit 415257.
He kind of looks past you to your three companions. What's a Clanker doing with the rebellion?
He's, reprogrammed. Trust me.
He kind of...
I'll stick my hand out to him. You can call me Doc.
He kind of slips the blast rifle back into its holster at his side. He scoops down, he picks up his data pad, and he kind of eyes you. Does not go for your hand, and just kind of eyes you suspiciously.
I'll just keep it there the whole conversation.
Cal kind of walks over him, puts his hand on his shoulder. Don't worry. If they're with the rebellion, then I trust them. Welcome, Doc. And Lasat, what was your name?
Arrogant. Nice to meet you.
Arrogant, and he kind of shakes your massive furry hand, just kind of dwarfing his. He's a short young guy. It kind of dwarfs his whole hand. And Chiss?
I'm Vero.
Vera, nice to meet you. And you?
Skipper. I reach out a hand to shake his hand. You can call me Kip.
Skipper. Kip, fantastic. Well, it's good to have all of you. Please, we must, make our way to the clan assembly so I can brief you on what's going on. Let's walk and talk. And the group, kind of clusters around you guys, and you all begin making your way into Foundry 4.
Whoa.
Whoa.
You guys step out of the landing chute and into this kind of down this ramp into this large metal assembly area where you see lots of workers and engineers kind of working on speeders and ships and more smaller scale vehicles. As you step out over this long arcing bridge, you see there's kind of two levels. There's a level that you're on now, and then there's lifts and other ramps that lead down into kind of a lower level that has different kind of buildings. All these buildings, they're mostly like cylindrical, almost like grain silo in shape. Some are built into the wall, some are built just like suspended over this cavern, just held up by these large metal bridges. It's kind of like, in the Forestmen of Endor, like the Ewok village. So it's kind of like all like these buildings just kind of suspended up and connected through with these metal bridges and such. Below you guys is just this like boiling lake of magma. So this base is kind of suspended, built into this large pocket, this cavern pocket. And at the bottom is just this just boiling volcanic lava. And there are lots of like guard railings and stuff. So you assume there's not many accidents. But it's a little harrowing as you guys kind of step out onto this long kind of bridge here that begins leading up to the rest of the buildings kind of suspended over this cavern here. I assume you must have some questions. Ask away.
What exactly is this place?
Right. Well, this is Foundry 4. Long ago, it used to be many things. But after getting destroyed, its surface poisoned during a battle long ago, it became mostly uninhabitable. However, there was a colony of Geonosians that were chased out, evicted from their home, and they made their way here. They found safety here in the caverns beneath the surface and began to build many different societies here. Tragedy befell them in an attack. During the Clone Wars, the Separatists discovered this place in the Geonosians here and began to use these foundries to build ships and weapons and such for their forces. Near the end of the Clone Wars, the Republic launched an attack on this place, and well, you've seen the fallout of that battle up above on the surface. It has long since been abandoned, but me and my people here, after the Empire raided our hometown, we had to escape. And my grandfather, essentially the founder of this colony that you see here, he was the leader of our clan, and he took us here. And we discovered one of these foundries, and we took it back up. Now that he has passed, and it has fallen into my care, well, we're a foundry. We help repair ships, and we provide different services to pirates and mercenaries, and of course the rebellion, all under the eyes of the Empire. At least, until recently.
What happened recently?
Well, perhaps we should wait till we get to the assembly room. Not everyone here knows just yet, and I would like to avoid a panic if I can.
This structure reminds me of my manufacturing plant.
Where were you manufactured, if I can ask?
Geonosis.
Indeed, I have not been there myself. You may find some remains of the Geonosians. They incorporated a bit of their architectural skills. They like pockets, spheres, things like that. And as you can see, many of the buildings and such are built in that design. He kind of goes on ahead, and the kind of robed woman steps forward and begins kind of talking to him in hushed tones, and they kind of push ahead. And now you guys are kind of walking beside the chief, who has pulled out his data pad again. And while looking on it, is like still like eyeing Doc, as well as that kind of and the older, middle-aged engineer woman who is arguing with Cal, who you have learned her name is Lyra Hardin.
I kind of go up to Doc, put my massive arm around him. Don't worry, Doc. Or Rust Bucket or whatever. I won't let him touch you. You're good.
Roger, Roger.
Eventually, you guys make your way up the metal ramp and into the hexagonal control center. Cal Corsa, his title is Kashyyyk, not spelled like the planet. C-A-C... I'm not gonna spell it, actually. It's whatever. It's like a you know how like French words don't sound anything like how they're spelled, like if you read them. Yeah. It's spelled like that. It has like a Q in it, and you know. He takes his seat in a raised chair in front of this kind of workstation ring. Seated along this table are these raised chairs, and there's about a dozen clan patricians. And the engineer takes a seat, and the robed woman takes a seat, and the Chief Bellows kind of steps off to the side. And nearby him, also off to the side, is a Togruta man. He is in like kind of scrap piece armor. He has a lot of like tattoos and like scars, and he has this like expression and like presence about him that is very like everything. It seems like everything's probably a joke to him. You just kind of get the vibe. He might be like a little deranged. You're not really sure. He doesn't really fit in with the rest of these people. Seem like they fit in here. They have oil stains on them, and they all seem to be some sort of like engineers or scientists of some sort. While they do seem to be the most like regal and royal figures that you've seen while passing through here, they do all seem to be like people who work and get their hands dirty. And this Togruta seems to be out of place here, with his kind of different like piecemeal armor and tattoos and stuff. Once everyone is seated and Cal goes around and introduces everybody to you, he motions towards the Togruta, who currently has this vibro dagger out and is like picking dirt under his fingernails with it. This is Pirate Captain Scavi Renlo of the Akari 7. You may have seen the ship on your way in. They are currently here for repairs.
I kind of like eye him.
Presses it.
See
He
if
kind of
notices
eyes
me.
you. Yeah, he kind of eyes you, and he kind of just gives you like a friendly smile, which may be a bit of more of a condescending smirk. You're not really sure with this guy.
Nice.
Cal presses a button on kind of this dashboard in front of his seat, and these two projections kind of boom, appear on the table. That's what it sounds like, actually. One projection is this kind of slowly rotating, the red raptor symbol, the symbol of the Rebel Alliance. And the other symbol is kind of this orange winged viper symbol, which is the symbol of the Zan Consortium. And he introduces, currently we have on the line representatives from the Rebel Alliance and the Zan Consortium who are helping us out with this. And the voice you hear on the other end of the Rebel is the one who sent you the original transmission. Cal kind of clears his throat. Thank you all for coming. We have just learned that Imperial forces, spearheaded by a captain by the name of Nervi, plan to attack Zorn in approximately 48 hours. The patricians begin kind of muttering among themselves, and Cal holds up a hand to silence them. Our friends with the Rebel Alliance, in addition to informing us of the impending assault, have pledged to send an armada sufficient to wipe out the Imperial forces. Cal kind of rests his eyes on you guys now. Unfortunately, they won't arrive in time to stop the attack. We need to convince regional allies to join in our fight and help us hold out for several hours until the armada arrives. We are fortunate to have a team of experts here to aid us in bolstering our defenses. That is the basics of what I know. Our friends here from the Rebel Alliance, and he motions to your group, they specialize in these kinds of things, and well, they're going to help us. My friends, if you have any questions, the Rebel Alliance or the Zan Consortium, both who have spies within the Imperial ranks and who have information on this mission, they are open to you. Ask them any questions you wish. The rest of the patricians begin kind of muttering amongst themselves and looking at each other. And you guys can ask the people on either end of the Rebel Alliance or the Zan Consortium any questions.
I kind of lean back, kind of stretch my arms back, actually raise my feet onto the said table, and kind of just sit back. I don't mean to be blunt, but this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, so I'm assuming there's going to be some form of, kind of rubs his fingers together, payment.
The voice on the other end of the Rebel line. Well, of course. You will gain rank and renown within the Rebel Alliance, and we'll make sure to pay you all if this goes well, if that is what you wish. Otherwise, of course, we can reward you with any means we can provide, depending on what you need.
Great. All I needed to know, thank you. Kind of leans back again.
Do any of the rest of you have any questions?
I don't think so.
No.
Wait, no, I do have a question. For the pirate captain, how long has he been here, and is he willing to help us?
Okay, do you turn towards him?
Yeah.
Okay, you turn towards him, he's kind of looking up at you, and he spins the vibro knife around his fingers and then sticks it into a slot. Yes?
Are you planning on helping us at all?
I am planning on keeping alive. My pirates and me, we like to preserve ourselves as best as we can. Look, pirates, we succeed on stealing things and scaring people into giving us things so we don't have to steal. We are not much of a fighting force. But I might be able to help you find some allies in this fight. How about after this meeting you can find me by the 7, my ship. We can talk.
Sounds great. I kind of give him like a awkward smile, and I like lean backwards in my chair.
He turns towards Cal. If you would be so kind, I must return to my ship. My crew has been asking where their most beloved captain is. They cannot stand 10 minutes without my wit and humor and good nature and good looks. See you soon. And he makes his way out. And he kind of pats the chief on the shoulder, and the chief just kind of grunts at him.
I kind of watch him walk out, and I kind of turn back to you guys. I like him.
I do too. Seems like a swell dude.
So you have no more questions?
No, sir.
No.
All right. Well then, and he hands over. Do any of you have a data pad?
I do, and I reach into my pack and I bring it out.
Fantastic. And he removes a data card and he hands it over to you. This contains all the intelligence profile on this Captain Nervy of the Empire who is launching this assault, and potential bargaining chips. His expression goes serious and he looks you directly in the eye, Skipper. We are trusting you with our fate. If we can't get regional allies here before our reinforcements arrive, we don't have a chance. People I trust have told me you can do this. I hope they're right. He looks around at all of you. Good. Chief, if you could, give them a bit of a tour, tell them what they need to know. The chief kind of slips the datapad into his side. Right. Follow me. And as you guys make your way out through the door with the chief, the patricians immediately just explode into conversation. Seems like Cal and Lyra just go straight back to arguing immediately. Does not look like they have a very good relationship. As you guys are kind of leaving behind, you hear her like, I told you to quit it with the criffing rebel traffic. This is all your... Hey, you used to be with the Empire. I bet you've been working with Nervy the entire time. Wait, Chief Bellows, come back. Pull her comms records immediately. Like hell I have. You slimy little hut-sucking... Chief Bellows, take Patrician Hardin into custody and throw her into a cell. You know I'm right, Corsa. This is all your fault. The chief just kind of... and he hits a button and the door closes, sealing the arguers inside. He tells me to throw her in a cell every single day. Well, hi. My name's Chief Bellows. I'm a retired clone trooper. Alright, look, I'm gonna show you around the facility. You guys are with the rebellion, and, you guys are a fighting force. I mean, I heard what you guys did with the Death Star. That's impressive. We are simple engineers and fixers, but we don't have much battle expertise. I'm actually the one with the most battle expertise, and I was just a basic foot soldier back when I served. Because you guys are with the rebellion, I assume maybe you had some tactics up your sleeves?
I am a pediatrician.
A pediatrician.
Right. Let me just kind of show you around. Let me know if you have any advice on how we can fortify the Foundry against Imperial invasion. I assume you guys will be setting out soon, spending most of the time till the invasion flying around, finding some of our regional allies in the sector. But if you can kind of suggest to us what we should be working on, setting up defenses, that would be greatly appreciated.
Do any of us know anything or enough about, like, I guess, well, like war and stuff to like be able to give any advice?
Sure. Do any of you guys have knowledge warfare as a career skill?
I do.
I think I do too. Hold on.
I have no knowledge of anything.
I do. I mean, I have a check mark in it. I don't have a rank though.
Yeah, if you have a check on it. So, Brendan, Doc, you are a battle droid. You've been in many battles. I mean, you know the tactics used by the Separatists, and also the tactics used by the Rebellion. So it's not like you have vast knowledge on warfare and tactics and like defenses, but yes, you definitely know some. Skipper, you do too. How do you think you would have gained this knowledge?
Probably in the past with my previous crew, having done runs for military, like, I guess commissioners, but like, I don't know how to explain it.
Sure. You've been on many jobs. You've usually been the ones infiltrating the defenses rather than setting them up. But through your experience, you've just taken kind of a knack to it, and you kind of remember things like that. So, both you guys would say that you would have knowledge on this. Aro and Vero, you guys don't have specifically like knowledge on this, but you guys can still, obviously make suggestions and things that you think would be a good idea.
Okay.
He begins kind of leading you through a tour of the facility. So, do you have any questions as we get going? About anything?
Not really, no.
Where's the hole? Like this hole in terms on this map?
So that there's 2 landing chutes. So you guys entered into landing chute Besh, and then beside it is landing chute Auric.
Okay.
So that's like synonymous with A and B.
There we go.
So those are the 2. They're the 2 tunnels, the 2 chutes that lead into the base from the surface. So that's basically the only way to get in.
We're out.
Or out.
I think I would say have, or like, to reinforce, just have people at the ready at the 2 landing platforms. In case they try to, like, force their way in, you can try and keep them out. Or if they
Right,
have, like,
yeah.
a hatch door that they can shut.
Not exactly. When we get to that part of the tour, you guys can take a look at it and inspect it and tell me what you think. What was your name again? And he kind of turns down to you, Vera.
My name is Vero.
You had a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering what kind of defenses you have right now, if any.
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, not really any. We have ships we can use to defend in the sky, to keep them at bay before they inevitably get down to the surface and hop on down here to the foundry. We have people with guns. Actually here on your left here, and he kind of motions towards this large metal building. This is the arms factory. This is where we produce weapons. Now we don't have a lot of skilled shooters, so while you guys are out there, if you could supply us with some soldiers to help us, that would be fantastic. But we produce weapons, right over there, across the opening there. That big building is the Starship Component Factory. That's where we build Starship cannons, among other things that go into starships, but we do have some weapons. Now, I mean, we could just do like general fortification, of course. We have lots of scrap metal and things like that we could just kind of set up as barricades and cover. There are also... There's 2 ships. One in orbit and one nearby, kind of crashed on the surface. With enough skill and workers in time, we could maybe get those back up and running, which would help add to our fleet. We got some turbo lasers, but those are just ready to be mounted on ships, so if you have a suggestion of where we could place these, maybe inside here, in this base, that'd be nice.
Clone Trooper,
Yeah.
maybe I wasn't listening quite well, but, and he kind of like starts looking around the whole place. Why exactly is the Empire setting up a full assault on this hellhole? I mean, I understand that it looks great. You guys kind of looks unimpressed around.
No, that is insulting, actually. Well, you see, ever since Cal came into power after his grandfather died, he's been helping out the Rebel Alliance more and more. Fix up the ships, supply them with weapons, things like that, you know, and, well, the Empire doesn't take too kindly to people who are Rebel sympathizers. They, one second. There's one other thing. I'm trying to think about it. Yeah. They, apparently from the spies that the rebellion has, who have told us this information, Nervi seems to believe that we have the location of a secretive rebel fleet on the central computer. That's his ultimate prize. That's why he doesn't just try to link up explosives, try to collapse this whole place in on us. He wants to get into this base and try to find that information. As well as, you know, destroy a base that is helping the rebellion.
And I don't mean to be blunt, but are we allowed to see said room? To help, fortify exactly where you need it.
Wait.
Where the realm is, the central computer.
That was in the one we were just at. The control center with where everybody was meeting.
Oh. Right. I knew that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep. So, that's kind of that. So that was the control center. That's the Starship Component Factory. The Arms Factory. So as you see, these platforms we're walking on are actually... See these rows of belts, so we can transport things on, you know, carts and stuff between our different stations here. Near kind of the mid-center below us is my security station. That's where I kind of try to keep the peace. We've got some security officers. As you can see, this foundry is not that big, but we, you know, have quite a big population here, over 100 people. And so sometimes fights and stuff break out, and we don't want anyone falling into the magma, so we have a little bit of security detail. There's a cafe nearby, there's a cantina nearby. We've got some power generators. Actually, if you look down over the edge here, and he kind of leans over to the railings on this kind of walkway you guys are on. If you look real far down, you can see some droids flying on the surface of the magma. Those are all skimmer droids. They kind of skim above the magma and pick up like minerals and metals that come from the, you know, the reactions of the heat and the rock and things like that. As you could probably guess, we don't get a lot of water here, so we got a water recycler down below. Here, let's make our way to the shafts, and he leads you guys back to the assembly area, and then onto where it branches off to the 2 landing chutes, one of which has your ship right now parked on it. If you guys want to take a look and see if you guys could come up with some sort of plan. I know there's going to be valuable choke points in the battle, as you were mentioning, so...
Is there a way that they could, like, mount the what's it called, the ship lasers to, like, maybe the platform itself and be able to fire from there?
You mean like the platform that fire like up?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely, yeah, it definitely seems like there's that possibility.
Could I suggest that then? Like, in case they, like...
Sure.
So, like, I turn to him and kind of, like... Not sure, but it's a suggestion. You could mount your lasers here, and I kind of motion upwards up the tunnel. And if they try to fly overhead, you can try and shoot them down from here. It would maybe give you a slight advantage in the sense that they wouldn't see you, but then again, you would not have much, like, vision since it is such a small tunnel.
Yeah. It's definitely an option.
Look at the 2 things and then kind of like things processing in my head, and it kind of makes like the sound that your PC would make when it's working really hard, like...
Okay, go ahead and make an average knowledge warfare check for me.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not outstanding at it. 2 threats.
Okay. Yeah, these are going to be important in the battle because this is the only entrance and exit. But you can't really figure out like how they're going to get down here. You're not really sure maybe the best way to deal with this, but your PC is humming.
It's sure going.
Oh, and we do have a little med center, also on the level below us. The doctor, Reese Vinder, you saw him inside the control center. He's one of the patricians here. He has some 2 doctors and some assistants to do basic medical training. We have 1 surgical droid, 1 back to tank. We can only treat about a dozen people. And I'm assuming once the battle starts, there's going to be much more than that.
I have a quick suggestion.
Yeah.
Why exactly? I'm just so bewildered and confused as to why you would keep the central information here. Why not just remove it and take it someplace else?
We don't have that information.
I'm so confused. I thought you said the central computer had information dealing with the...
That's what he thinks. The Imperial commander. That's why he won't cave us in. Because he thinks we got some valuable information, and I'd like to keep him thinking that way so he doesn't cave us in. But we don't, to my knowledge, we don't actually have that information.
So this is just a big fat misunderstanding.
Yep.
A misunderstanding
But a
that's going
helpful
to
one.
keep them alive. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Really? No ideas here?
Oh, I'm just glad you called us. It's a good thing. You ought to be
Yeah.
dead.
Well, that's the hope that you guys can help us. We've started a temporary evacuation of the children and elderly. Just pile them on the ships, keep them nearby. But, I mean, we can't abandon this place, you know what I mean? This is our home. All of us have lost any other homes we had. And the rebellion obviously would like to keep us alive so we can keep helping them out.
Of course, we'll do what we can, sir.
I do not
Yes,
know
sir.
much about the aerial attack, but I can give information based off of my processing about ground attacks when or if they land. Would you like
Alright.
that?
Yes, I would. So, they come down here into these landing chutes. What would
Set
you
up
suggest?
a series of barricades for if you need to fall back, you can fall back to more barricades, but to prevent the Imperial soldiers using your barricades against you, perhaps setting charges on those barricades.
I see what you mean. And where would we place these barricades?
Kind of draw on the map.
You can draw on the map.
Perhaps one here, slightly larger one here, one here, one here, a big one here, a big one here,
Right, I get
a big
it.
one here.
So, right as at the base of the landing chute, down the ramp and into the assembly area.
On both
Oh,
sides.
kind of. Facing it, right. And you think we should charge it with explosives as well?
Just as
Yes,
a safety
sir.
measure.
So, they can't use it against us.
But if
That's
Jedi
definitely-
come, you should leave.
Right. Don't think there'll be any Jedi, but we will keep that in mind. We do have some explosives. We'll get people working on that as well. Alright, so we get some barricades, we meet them right at the chutes. Anything else? All right.
Maybe
We'll
take
get
me
working
to
on
your
this.
medical station. Perhaps I can streamline it more.
All right. Yeah, this way. He leads you down to the med center. It's not big. It has very few resources. It looks like it has 3 repurposed cargo skiffs that it uses as emergency response vehicles. Just like a single building. Definitely does not look like equipped enough to deal with lots of wounded once the battle begins. And you see the Dr. Reese Vinder, who you once again you saw during the control center for the meeting. It's this like mid to late 20s, tall, dark-skinned man, this kind of shoulder-length hair. His very like gentle, calm expression, and he kind of turns.
I'm just gonna start looking around,
Chief
trying to
Bellows.
figure out how to make this like the McDonald's of medical centers.
Okay. Go ahead and make go ahead and make an average medicine check.
Okay. 2 success and 1 advantage.
Okay, that's really good.
Easy.
Yeah, there's definitely ways to make this more streamlined. The first would be having engineers come in here and then like weld platforms above all of the beds so that you can have like double beds on every single thing, like immediately just doubling the amount of people you can kind of take care of.
Mm-hmm.
The other option, you would say they just do not have a lot of space in here. So vacating another nearby building to use as a place where you can store more people and like if you could store all the medical equipment in a nearby building and then just hold patients in here and have doctors move between the place where they hold the medical equipment and the patients, you could help much more people.
Okay, I'll go up to the main doctor. I have a few
Hi.
suggestions if you're willing to hear.
Yes, we are, definitely.
Perhaps is it possible to take all this, and I'll point at all the medical equipment, except for life support systems, to a nearby building?
That is definitely an idea.
And
The
perhaps
two-
maybe have engineers come over here where you have about these 10 feet of walls. You could insert and weld more beds, like a bunk bed style. Treat more patients, have more place for patients.
That is a good idea. The 2 nearest buildings, we have the Spit Welders Cantina and Zerwir's Cafe. Which one of those do you think we should take over?
Which one is the closest? Or which one is the closest?
They're both equally close.
Whichever you'd prefer. I don't imagine a cantina would be necessary during a combat situation.
Yes, that is a good point. The chief is like marking down things on his datapad. Alright. After they leave, I'll come back here, Doctor, and we can start talking about how to do this. The doctor nods. It was nice to see all of you. Good luck on your travels to find us allies. I thank you.
Roger, Roger.
Alright. Let's go back to the chutes here. I've marked down where you think we should set up the barricades. Let's pop into your ship and I can kind of show you what we have on the surface. You make your way into your mellifluid, or mellifluous, up into the ship. Alright, you kind of start it up and you begin raising back up the shaft to the surface of the planet. And that is where we'll take our break. So quick break, and when we come back, we will continue the adventure. The ship raises up out of the shaft and back over into the skies above the planet. Around the landing shaft, a shattered flotilla of several dozen Trade Federation core ships lie crumbling on the surface. The few small support and storage buildings around each of these functional landing shafts, these two, they've definitely seen better days. You guys are kind of like looking through the viewport in the cockpit with Chief Bellows, and he kind of points out, "Alright, so you see over on those hills?" And he points to this collection of like cisterns and silos. Most are unusable, but 3 storage units are filled with leftover hazardous materials. Hardin deemed the materials too dangerous to store underground because of the risk of causing a cave-in or some other calamity. If warfare is a career skill, knowledge warfare, go ahead and make it an average knowledge warfare check.
Average?
Average is 2 purple.
2 purple. Let me get to my dice. That's it, yeah, just
1
2 purple.
success.
That's a difficulty. And then roll your knowledge warfare.
Oops, I did this wrong. Wait, if I have, what's it called in it? Do I add any green dice to it?
If you have rank in knowledge warfare,
Yeah.
you upgrade a green to a yellow.
Wait. So I'm.
So, yeah.
Wait, I'm confused. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. So, knowledge warfare is intellect, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what's your intellect?
2.
Okay, so you're gonna get 2 greens,
Okay.
and then how many ranks do you have in knowledge warfare?
0.
Okay, so you're not. If you did have ranks, you would upgrade the greens to yellows.
Okay. I got 3 successes,
But because-
1 threat.
All right. So, what am I? Where am I? All right. It seems like now that you're kind of hearing about this hazardous material and stuff, one idea that pops into your head is booby trapping and then moving one of these hazardous storage cisterns near the landing shaft, so that people who land by it, you could activate it and it could like explode. But that would require a pretty difficult mechanics check, probably about 2 hours, and a ship with a tractor beam.
They don't have a ship with the tractor beam, do they? Or that's ready enough?
No, but you do.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna be. Well, no. This is for the actual battle itself, right? So.
Oh wait, no. I don't think. No, you don't. Never mind.
Yeah. No, I was gonna
you don't
say-
know if they have a ship with a tractor beam.
Should I, like, okay, I could ask the. We're still with the captain, yeah.
Yep, he's in the cockpit with you guys looking out over the surface.
It's like I turn to him and I ask him, "Do you guys happen to have a ship with a tractor beam?"
We do. Kind of.
What?
You see that over there? And he points towards this like cruiser, like this large like cruiser, and it's kind of wrecked into the planet's surface nearby, kind of outside kind of the core like ship graveyard. Big cruiser. You assume that's the kind of ship that would have a tractor beam, and he kind of points out at it. That one does have a tractor beam, but we'd have to spend some time fixing it back up. It could also provide useful in the coming battle.
Is it close enough for like the whole booby trap plan?
Well, you would fix it up and then take
then-
it into the air as an actual ship, and then use the tractor
Oh,
beam to
okay.
move things around.
So like, okay, wait. So, if I were to like tell him this plan, it would be, they use the tractor beam to move the supplies, and trap
Yeah,
it
over to like
over.
over to like the edge of the shaft, so that like if people like land there, like the enemies, when they're coming down the shaft, you could like trigger it, and like hit them with hazardous material.
Okay. if you guys, I turn back to the captain and I say, that'll do. If you guys can get that fixed up in time for, well, the next couple days you have, we can help you set up a trap for the Empire. If we can move these hazardous materials close enough to the shaft where if a ship that didn't know it was there lands, we could trigger it and I guess berate them with these materials, and it would definitely slow them down.
That's a great idea. Alright, we'll get working on that. As well as the barriers and the explosives, Clanker. We'll get it on that too. Over there, he kind of points down towards this collection of warehouses. We got some warehouses. Most are unsafe and in danger of collapse at any moment, like most things on this planet. But we did reinforce 2 of the buildings near one of the landing shafts. That's where we store excess turbo laser emplacements and ion cannons and stuff for anytime we have to refit a bulk cruiser. And then, right over there, and he points to the rusting remains of several dozen Trade Federation core ships. These were destroyed in a Republic orbital bombardment during the end of the Clone Wars. And the resulting carnage did massive damage to most of Zorn's subterranean foundries. So, ours is one of the only ones left standing. And you see a couple figures kind of exploring the wrecks. Looks like a couple like salvagers from the colony, kind of in there. Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make a hard perception check for me.
Oh. Let me check what my perception is. Would I get any bonus if I used my electro-binocular vision?
Oh, yes, that would downgrade it to an easy check.
Sweet. I'll kind of like zoom in with my eyes.
Zoom in with your eyes,
Telescope
okay?
eyes start ejecting
Looking
out
real
of...
hard.
1 advantage, 1 failure.
Sorry?
1 advantage, 1 failure.
Okay, so you do fail. But you, looking through there, as a droid, a piece of mechanics yourself, there does seem to be some useful mechanics down there that may be salvageable. But you'd have to spend some time investigating to find out more.
Okay.
Alright, it's kind of it here. I know you guys wanted to meet with that strange pirate captain guy.
Yes.
So we're fixing his ship up in orbit at our repair lane, so you can just take me up there. I actually need to be up there for something, so just drop me off there and you can go and meet with him.
I'm gonna put my
Alright.
hand on Arrow's shoulder and point to the ship there.
Aro, you pull the ship up, gliding into the atmosphere, these thick, kind of sickly orange clouds, and you break through to the dust and the debris and the asteroids. And you make your way over to the skeleton of that cruiser, and you see the pirate ship attached onto it. You kind of link up to the repair strip beside the pirate ship, and you guys all kind of... Alright, make sure you guys have masks on. You guys will make sure to put on some breather masks and then make your way out. It's freezing cold up here. The temperature not only has dropped, but the pressure as well. Of course, from being so high, being, in between, like you're kind of in space and also still kind of in the atmosphere of the planet. And so, gravity is very wonky and kind of strange over here. And so you guys definitely need breather masks, which you guys have in supply on the ship. You put those on and then make your way down the boarding ramp. The chief makes his way out to a collection of engineers And he kind of turns before you guys leave. I'll get to work on those fortifications. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Good luck.
You too.
And he'll make his way away. You guys make your way over to the Akari 7. And you make your way over to the ship, and next to like where it's docked, where you see like little pit droids and like other like mechanics like going from the strip to the ship. He's kind of standing, kind of staring at his ship, arms kind of crossed, ordering some of like these pit droids around.
Is there a way to convince him to work with us other than me just going, hey?
This is a role-playing game. Anything can happen.
True. All right, so
you guys walk up to him and he kind of turns to you. My bestest friends.
I have a question. How tall is he?
He's like 5'6", 5'7".
Yes, he's also short.
Yeah, he is. He's very short. And he kind of has these kind of like like sleeveless kind of vest thing. He's not buff. He's like really lanky. And he just has all like these tattoos, and he has this one like over his right eye, which is kind of like a crescent moon kind of shape. It's not. These tattoos do not look good on him. They're those tattoos. Like, this would be so cool if you think about it, but like actually, they do not look cool. Like you know those people who are like, oh, leopard print tattoos would be dope. It's just like you have a sickness. It's kind of like it's like that kind of vibe. And he turns to you. Hello.
Hi.
Good to see you again. You have some questions, or?
Oh
yes. You wanted to try to talk to me about the fight that we're about to be getting into, or you're about to be getting into. No way I am. What were your questions?
Well, I was just going to say that
You're going to have to hurry up. I don't have much time.
Your ship doesn't
once
seem
we get
to
the 7
be,
space.
it's in repair, and if it's not done within the next 48 or so hours, you're gonna practically be stuck here with us.
That would be bad. I hope it.
It would definitely be bad, but you know what would not be bad? If we had a little bit more backup. And you know, just a thought, if you were also here in the next like 48 hours or so, you know, just a little bit after that, you and your crew could actually help us out. You know, just some extra hands, you know, on deck if we need it, and another ship to help, you know. What do you say?
I kind of walk up to him. What my great companion here is trying to say is, you have a beautiful, beautiful ship. If I might say so. Does she have a name?
It is the Akari 7. I have made her myself over the years, upgraded and repaired. And the engines, we got V8s. V8 engines.
V8s, I see. Very nice. Very nice.
A bit of a ship auteur yourself, or?
I am indeed. And I
Is that
must
your
say,
ship?
It is my ship, the Mellifluous. Runs beautiful, if I may say so myself.
I must say that your name is not as cool as mine, but that's okay. Kind of sounds...
Well, we could talk about that all day, but that's not
actually
what's
sounds
important.
just like a word in Togrutans. It means sneeze. Strangely enough. Anywho,
I look at Arrow and I'm like, it doesn't. Like, it doesn't.
yeah, it definitely does not at all. Okay, go ahead and make a charm check. And
Wait, who? Me or
you? You're trying to charm him, and if you succeed, it will help her roll trying to convince him.
True.
Okay.
Okay, so that's gonna go against. This is going against his stance. Which is gonna be a bit harder. So that's gonna be 1 red and 2 purple.
1 red and 2 purple.
That's the difficulty.
Okay.
And what is your charm? Is what, presence?
I think so.
Yeah.
What's your presence?
My presence is 2.
And then what's your charm?
My charm has nothing. 0.
Okay, so
Oh, my.
roll those 2
Yeah.
greens against the 1 red and the 2 purple. Good luck.
But what do I have to put in?
So you have your 2 greens from your 2 presents.
Yeah.
And the difficulty is 1 red and 2 purple.
So I put that in as
Yep,
well.
rolling all that together.
All right. Let's roll this baby. Okay, let's see. 1 failure, 1 threat, 1 advantage, 1 failure. Okay, yeah. Well, so 1 advantage, 1 failure, and 2 threats.
Okay, so 1 threat cancels out 1 advantage, so you're left with a failure and a threat.
F.
So he seems like he's not the most like. He looks at your ship and you see.
So kind of put the
he
cherry on
doesn't-
the cake, or on
He
the
doesn't.
on top. I'll
yeah.
walk up to him and be like, "If you stay, I can help remove those prison tats."
Oh my god!
Yeah, that was the threat. That's what I spent the threat on. Is that happening? And he kind of frowns at you. These are not prison tats. I thought of this myself, and I paid for a professional artist to put these on me. It is fine. You do not understand. You are a little droid. You cannot take tattoos on your metal armor.
I like punch Doc's like shoulder. I'm like, no.
And then, Skipper, why don't you roll a negotiation check, see if you can convince him to stay.
Okay, wait.
This is negotiation is against his. Yeah, same difficulty. 1 red, 2 purple.
Dang, this is going great.
This is a very hard guy to convince.
Okay, wait. And then do I have I should have negotiation.
This is very stupid, man.
Okay, I don't have anything in negotiation. I thought I did.
All right, so just roll your presence then.
2. So 2 green yet. I thought.
Yep.
Wait, hold on. Let me pull up my. Tree. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. 2 successes. Oh, no, sorry. 1 success, 2 advantages.
Oh, dang!
All right.
Success. That's crazy.
I didn't think that would work.
Yeah, not at all. He kind of looks down. He kind of looks over at you, Skipper. What was your name again?
My name is Skipper. Thank you for asking. I kind of like awkwardly like try to find somewhere to put my hand on, but I find nothing. And I just put my hands down.
How old are you, Skipper? Like, I don't know how Tagrutans like
Yeah, I don't-
work
yeah,
with, like
I don't know how
human years.
Tagrutan-
Like human years, how old are you? About?
Oh, like 22. I'm pretty young.
This is crazy. I was 22 when I was your age.
Wow. That is fascinating, sir.
You seem very sneaky and like you don't do things legally and
Indeed, it's my favorite pastime. I like smile.
not doing things legally. Me too. I'm a
Yeah.
pirate. That is what I do. I like scouring people. You know, one time, and he starts going off like on like his exploits, his political exploits and stuff, and Skipper, he is definitely not like a good guy. Like he's
Clearly.
a pirate.
Clearly.
He's killed lots of people and stuff. But he doesn't have like the spirit of other like criminals and people you've encountered. He seems to really sound like he does really care about his crew, that he does have a soft spot, especially for kind of like younger people and children, and eventually he kind of like turns to you. Perhaps it is best to not run away from this fight.
I agree. It would be best if you
Great.
stayed.
When can I?
Sorry?
Jazzy, you can go first.
Oh no. I just kind of like do like a little yes, and then I Like I turn to the side and yes, and I like turn back to the captain. I say, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated if you could.
All right, I'll reach out into my backpack and pull out a what do you call it? Clipboard. Great. When can I schedule you for your appointment?
I punch Doc in the shoulder again. He's joking. He's joking.
It kind of, ha ha ha. Listen, I can spare 6 of my crew to help with the fortifications I heard you were talking about with the chief. I still do have to drop off the refugees, the women and children and the elderly we are taking away during the battle, so I still do have to do that.
By all means, yes. Do that first.
I will think about what you said here.
Thank you, sir.
It was good to see you, Skipper. Now, you had questions on people, regional allies, correct?
Yes. We need to gather as many people as we can for this fight.
Regional allies. Folks who will step up to fight the Empire? Ugh, none I'd want to work with. I suppose you can talk to Beroya. She runs a clan of Mandalorians nearby that'll work for anyone if the credit's alright. I mean, other than that, I suppose you could go to Kowak if you're desperate.
Sorry, what did you say was the leader's name?
Beroya?
The accent making it.
Beroya? B-E-R-O-Y-A? Beroya? She has a little clan of Mandalorians nearby. Yeah? You like the Mandalorians?
I do. They are very
And,
cool.
They
Alright.
bonk at Vlemeth Port. One of those trade backwaters. Beroya is a real hard case, but all those Mandalorians are, if you really think about it. I can calm Beroya now and set up a meeting for you if you like.
That would be spectacular.
Great, I'll do that. And then, like I said, there's always Kowak if you're really desperate and things don't work out anywhere else.
Thank you.
Of course, you know about Kowak.
No. I mean, I
Right.
might.
Yeah, go ahead and make a, go make a knowledge outer rim check.
Okay, wait, how do I do that?
Difficulty is average. So, what's your ranks in knowledge outer rim?
2.
And then what's your intellect?
My intellect is 2.
All right, so you roll 2 yellow dice. Because right, you take 2 from your intellect and then upgrade 2 because you have 2 ranks. And the difficulty is 2 purple.
Okay.
Average.
1 success and 3 threat. That's depressing. Oh, wait,
Okay.
why is there a red dice? Sorry, let me try that again. 1 success,
Oh,
1
yeah, there shouldn't be a
advantage.
red dice. All right. So you actually have heard of Kowak. You haven't heard much, but you know that a branch of the Zygerian Slavers Guild, managed by someone named Prince Molek, runs a slavers bazaar out of nearby Kowak, which is home to the infamous Kowakian monkey lizards. The bazaar is not sanctioned by the Empire, and it caters mostly to the huts and corporate interests in the know.
Okay.
I would make Kowak a last resort. Prince Molek runs a Zygeria auction house there, and sometimes it has entire slave armies for sale, so... Not my cup of tea.
I agree. That would not be the prime.
Yes, it would not. Okay. Those are my suggestions of the nearby allies. You can look around a bit more if you like, but I would say start with those. Those are probably your strongest options.
Alright, thank you very much.
Of course. Hey, don't touch that! And he kind of runs after his ship. It's like a pit droid's like clanging on something. Oh, the droids are not worth their weight in scrap. No. Okay, good luck.
Thank you. Might need it. And I turn to the
Alright, you
group
guys
and I clap my hands together. So, Mandalorians! Do any of you know how to deal with them?
You made fun of my ship.
I kind of pat Arrow on the shoulder. It's okay, dude. He's larger than life.
Shiloh?
I have a question for the GM.
Yes.
How much time has passed since? I forgot to keep.
That's a good question. About an hour.
Okay, nice.
Brendan, do you have a question?
Yeah, can I do a knowledge check? Warfare to see how much I know about Mandalorian, since they were kind of, I don't know that much personally, me.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about the Clone Wars, but I know they were part of
Yes,
it.
Yep. Go ahead and make a daunting knowledge warfare check.
Uh-oh.
Because be a little this specifically like this group of Mandalorians. Plus, I don't think you would have a lot of knowledge on that.
1 failure, 2 threat.
Okay.
Pain.
I will spend the 2 threat later. Do you guys make your way back to the ship?
Yeah, we should start heading out towards one of the places he suggested, right?
Sure. I assume you guys are going for the Mandalorians first.
Yeah, let's try that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
All right. So you make your way into the back into the mellifluous and set off towards Vlemeth Port. So this calls for a hyperspace jump.
Yay.
I'm going to need an astrogation check. And Vera, you want to do this one?
Sure.
Okay, so this is gonna be hard. So 3 purple against your astrogation.
Okay, so 3 astrogation is 2. So then that's 3 green and 2 yellow, right? Because
Yes.
my
Yep.
intellect's 5.
Yeah. Versus 3 purple.
Yeah.
But you're also gonna add a black. You guys are able to find a map to Vlemeth Port, but because of that threat that the droid rolled earlier, the map is not the most up to date.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
And then just roll.
Yep.
Okay.
Just roll and tell me what happens.
End result, wash. Your dice result came up blank.
Okay, so everything canceled itself out. In that case,
Darn, I should have used my thing.
all right. So for a failed check, it's just gonna add some extra time. To travel from Zorn to Vlemeth Port, that is usually 3 hours, but because of the failure, it takes 5 hours. The whole flight. So mark
Yeesh.
that down.
Okay, 5 hours. 42. Okay.
All right. You guys, shit. Set off into hyperspace. And begin making your way towards Vlemeth Port, which sounds like a city, but is actually a whole planet called Vlemeth Port
Wow.
Wow.
That's us.
in the Outer Rim.
Okay.
Is there anything you guys would like to do on this flight, other
Sh-
than watch some movies on your iPad?
We're. Oh wait, are we there yet, or are we in hyperspace right now?
You guys have set off into hyperspace towards Vlemeth Port.
Okay.
I can't imagine any of you would need healing.
Not
No.
particularly.
My heart needs
Your
healing.
broken heart. Oh.
His broken heart needs some.
I have a thing that could have helped you with that, but I was like, his role sounds pretty good. I don't think I should. I don't think I should. Aid him.
Yeah.
All right. If there's nothing you guys would like to do. Eventually, 5 hours later, you drop out of hyperspace. Vlemeth Port looks a lot like Earth. A lot of sections are blue for ocean. There's green and brown to land masses and white swirly clouds around the edges. Looks like a very rich planet with all kinds of oceans, forests, swamps, tundras. As you guys come back, you are contacted by the captain. Hello, how's it going?
We just got to
You guys...
Lumport.
Great. Okay, so I have set up a rendezvous with a Mandalorian emissary at Vlemeth Station in Hangar 13. So,
Hey, haha, Arrow, you got that?
make your way to Vlemeth Station, Hangar 13. That is where you will meet the Mandalorian emissary who should take you to the boss. Okay.
Thank you.
And the call blinks out. As you guys make your way down to Vlemeth Station.
Whoa.
Wow.
Vlemeth Station is a massive jade pillar over 1,000 meters tall, jutting from the crest of Vlemeth Port. It's just this massive, just like pillar.
Whoa. Look at the buildings
is-
compared to it. Wow. It's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. There's like a little like city like clustered at the bottom, and there's like kind of like 3 different levels. It looks like the whole bottom section looks like it contains massive like torsion hydraulics to turn the tower's
Holy
upper
moly.
sections. The wider middle decks look like they include several hangars. It's probably where you're supposed to be going. And the top is kind of converted into like hotel rooms, shops, cantinas, that kind of thing.
Wow.
You guys make your way towards the mid deck, over to the towards the hangars, and you get contacted through the ship's comms. Welcome to Vlemeth Station. Please dock in hangar 9.
Actually, can I request to dock in the hangar 13?
Hangar
14,
13 is
14.
full. Please
Say
dock
14.
in hangar 9. No, it was 13.
13.
Sorry, 14. 13.
It was 13. Is what the captain said.
Okay, but
Nope. Hangar 13's full. We're open in hangar 9.
dang it. We're gonna have to be walking, guys.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thank you.
Alright, you guys make your way into hangar 9. There's a couple other ships already docked there, and you make your way inside and touch down, make your way down the boarding ramp. And you see a man there, maybe like in his 50s. You can immediately tell this was the guy who talked to you over comms. He has like the most bored face. His eyebrows are so bushy they like droop over his eyes, or not even like you can't even see his eyes that well. Like you're not even sure if he's like
Oh,
awake.
like you know, like Flint Lockwood's dad in Cloudy with a Chance.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And as you guys kind of step onto the boarding ramp, he has like this little data pad in front of him. Hi, welcome to Vlemeth Station. It'll be a 50 credit docking fee.
Do you guys
Well,
have 50 credits?
Right, yes, alright. I kinda look over. You will have to owe me later.
Alright.
Yep, and let me just subtract this.
Alright. Now we're gonna have to check you in. This may take about an hour. Come with me. Would you like to try to see if you can hurry through?
Yeah. Is there a way to like? Do I just ask him like?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and make a hard negotiation check. So this is difficulty's 3 purple.
Okay.
This station is beautiful.
Hey.
I know, right?
1 success, 4 threats.
Ooh. I'm gonna say go ahead and take 4 strain. So increase your strain by 4. Just from it's frustrating, you know, like airport security. It's just frustrating and laborious, and you exert a lot of effort and energy, and it's very irritating. But you are eventually able to cut it down to about 30 minutes. So Noah, if you could mark it off, thinking about you guys about 30 minutes now.
Okay.
Now that you've landed to get through here.
Oh, man.
All right, you guys begin making your way down a lift to Hangar 13. And it opens up, and it's about 200 meters in diameter, so it's like this long, like kind of like walkway. And there's about 11 walled off bays. Some of them like seem to be like closed and private, holding like private freighters. And as you make your way through, kind of looking for any kind of Mandalorians, all of you guys just make perception checks. No difficulty.
Okay. And how exactly do I
Yeah, how do you do a perception check?
Yeah.
Okay, so what perception is what characteristic?
Cunning.
Okay, so take amount of green dice equal to your cunning, and then replace a number of them equal to your ranks in perception.
Okay.
Wait,
I got
so
one
replace like with a yellow, right?
Yeah,
Wait. So I have.
yeah.
I have no cunning.
Okay, well,
You have no cunning,
Oh, two. Sorry, I have two.
but no
And then
perception.
replace.
I got 2 successes and 1 advantage.
okay, wait. So I have
Okay.
4 cunning and ranked 2 ranks in perception. So do I? It's
Right.
2 yellows, 2 greens, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm getting this. I'm getting.
Evan.
Hold on. I have like I probably should have what each dice is on because I just see green, purple. It's just purple and green to me, so I'm not reading what it would be. So I have 2 cunning and one rank in perception.
Okay, so you take green dice equal to your characteristic, so that's 2 in this case, and then you upgrade those dice, replace them with yellows equal to the ranks and the skills. So you replace one of those green dice with a yellow, so you'd be rolling 1 yellow and 1 green.
Yeah, still have no idea how the system works, but that's
No worries, we're
great.
getting
I'll roll that.
All right, I rolled 2 successes, 1 advantage, and 1 triumph.
Oh, okay.
Swag.
1 success.
Okay. So all you guys are kind of keeping a lookout. What? A lookout. Don't seem to spot a Mandalorian for most of it. You finally come to past all these 11 walled off bays, and you come to the 12th bay. In place of 12th bay are hangar doors, protected by like magnetic shielding. This is like where ships fly in. And there's freight and passenger turbo lifts, which are like elevators, on either side of this kind of area. And a small little ship, one-man ship, is sitting kind of midway between the 2 turbo lifts. Leaning against the airfoil of a silver Mandal motor shuttle is a spindly, lanky figure in blue and green Mandalorian armor.
Yeah.
And he's kind of looks up as you approach and seems to be thinking like, oh, is this the people I'm supposed to meet? Like he's kind of, you can see him like mulling it over in his head as you guys approach him.
Sorry, what was the Did we get a name for
got the
this
name.
contact?
Of the boss of
The
the Mandalorians here.
That's Bayora?
Yeah,
Baroya.
Bayora. Baroya.
Baroya.
Yeah.
So
But you don't know if this is her or not.
okay.
Looks like a dude though, from what you can tell.
Okay, so like I go up and I ask like, are you the contact sent by Baroya?
Ugh, I am. The name's Cad Solus. And you guys are the ones from the place?
Yes.
Sure. Awesome. Listen, I'll get right to it. I don't like taking these pity jobs. There's a high risk of getting killed and an even higher risk of not getting paid. And he kind of turns his head towards the turbo lift, kind of to the left, and then he kind of glances over to the right. And you're noticing things out of the corner of your eye, too, as well, Skipper. Looks like some figures are beginning to kind of gather out of these turbo lifts. Speaking of getting killed, Dialogue looks like they want a word with you. A dozen Weequay and Clatoonian mercenaries swarm from the lift and immediately have blasters out, trained on your group. Cat immediately throws up his hands. Oh, I don't know them at all. This large, prune-faced Weequay steps forward, this older man with this very weathered face. Katsulas, Dima wants to see you. Doesn't care if he sees you dead or alive. The mercenaries kind of chuckle among themselves as they creep closer. Typical. Cad begins unslinging a blaster. You miss one payment and blast them all! Immediately, a torrent of icy blue blaster fire begins firing at you from all sides.
I'm gonna
And
step
we're
in front of the
jump
group.
into combat.
Yay, combat! Woo! Okay.
Alright, so, because you guys were not expecting this, you roll vigilance for your initiative.
Okay, where's that? Oh,
So that's like the last skill, I think.
poopy. Okay.
Vigilance. Okay.
That is willpower, so...
So, no difficulty, just roll vigilance.
I hate the music.
It's
Two
hard not
advantages.
having,
So I know I don't have any vigilance.
Alright, so then you just roll, what is it, willpower?
Whatever your willpower is, yeah? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Willpower.
Yeah, is there an easier way I can figure out how, like, what dice I use for each thing? Because I don't know, like, what I would...
So, it's like...
Is there, like, a list?
It's like, they're all the same, so if you have, like, two... Like, say you have 2 brawn and you're rolling for that, there's no difficulty, you just roll 2 green dice.
Yeah, is there, like, a list that tells me what each dice is? Because I just see green, purple, I
Well,
don't know
okay, sure. So, the green dice, it's in the beginning of the rulebook. The green dice are the ability dice. The yellow dice are proficiency dice, which is what green dice upgrade to. The blue dice are boost dice, which we have not rolled yet. And then for the bad dice, the black dice are setback dice, which are like opposite the boost dice. And then like the purple dice are opposite the green dice. They're called difficulty dice. That's you typically roll those depending on the difficulty. And then the red dice are called challenger dice, and they're the upgraded version of difficulty dice. And when things are really bad, things get upgraded to that. Does that make sense at all?
Great. So I will definitely figure this out for the next session, but for this session, I'm just going to tell you that my willpower is 1 or 1 vigilance, and you can help me out with
So
in terms
you
of
have
what I need to
1
roll.
willpower and 1 vigilance?
So it says vigilance and willpower in the same thing. So
Right, so that's saying vigilance
oh,
is
2
a
willpower, 2 willpower, and 1 vigilance.
Alright, yeah, so it's saying vigilance is a willpower skill.
Yeah.
So you always take dice, green dice, equal to the characteristic. So in this case, the characteristic is willpower.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
that's
okay.
2 green dice. And then you replace an amount of those green dice with yellow dice equal to the ranks in the skill.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So you know how like in D&D, like acrobatics is attached to dexterity?
Sure.
If you're not proficient in acrobatics, you just roll a dexterity check. But if you are proficient, you roll, you get a bonus because you're proficient in acrobatics. So that's that same kind of idea.
Mhm.
Can you guys all see?
Yes.
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 And are there like walls, like black walls
Yes, around us.
around?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, there are.
All right. So on the initiative order track on the side here, you guys can input your what you rolled, put your successes, and then a slash, and then your advantages.
Okay.
All right. This guy's going.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah. What?
Okay, so
what slash
on
our
the initiative track,
advantages?
your successes slash then your advantages.
Da-da.
Jeez, Aragon. 5 advantage.
Yeah.
Damn. Absolutely. not.
Okay. Oh, and let me add Cad here, or Cat. Wait, what is his name again? Cad. It is Cad. All right. Let's add Cad. What is his vigilance? Okay. Oh, he is good.
We can move our own characters? Oh, that's sick nasty.
It is sick nasty, isn't it? Okay.
I'm learning so many new words. Like, it's really like a vocabulary lesson going. That's what's going on. Let's go.
Okay, then we have... Alright. So, starting off with Cad in the center here, he already has his blast rifle trained out. So you guys are kind of on this raised area here, this kind of platform with all these crates and kind of terminals. Then there's open space around you, and then on either side, kind of flanking you guys, there are two groups kind of pouring from these lifts. So the big boys, you see the big circles, the 2x2s?
Yeah.
Those are minion groups. So there are 4 bruisers in each of these groups.
Ugh.
So in this game, there are 3 different enemy types. Minions, which you put into groups, and they kind of act as one unit. There's rivals, who are like individual, but they don't have like strain or anything. They're pretty simple. And then nemesis, which are just like player characters. They have strain and wound, like all that kind of stuff, and they're really strong. So everyone is a rival except so these 2 snipers here are rivals, and then the boss guy here.
Yeah.
He is also a rival, and then these other big tokens are the groups. And they'll act on the same initiative, even though they have different pictures. So these are Clatoonians, and then the snipers and the boss are Weequay. Okay, Cad is going to... Oh, let's describe combat. We haven't even talked about combat yet. So, in combat, obviously, we go in initiative order, like in D&D. On your turn, you have an action and a maneuver. And then you can take 2 strain to get another maneuver.
Okay.
So your action is like the main bulk of your turn. That's usually attacking. And then your maneuver is typically movement, or maybe if you're trying to duck for cover, or if you're trying to set up into like a defensive position, or if you're trying to give yourself a stim pack. Maneuvers are like all that, like bonus action, like movement kind of stuff, like from D&D.
Okay.
Those kinds of things.
Okay.
And maneuver is also movement, once again. Alright, in this game, things are split into range bands. So there's engaged, which means you guys have to be adjacent. There's short, which is 20 feet. Medium, which is 40 feet. Long, which is 60 feet. And extreme, which is beyond that. So each of your range weapons should have a range.
Okay.
I think most of you guys, your range weapons have medium range. So your enemy has to be within medium range for you to be able to shoot them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So once again, short range, 20 feet, medium range, 40 feet, long range, 80 feet, sorry, not 60 feet, 80 feet. And when you move, you can move 5 squares, or 25 feet, because each square represents 5 feet.
Okay.
So with one maneuver, you can move 5 squares. So, starting off with Cad, he's going to use his maneuver to move. He's going to move just down here and kind of place himself behind this piece of cover here. And then take an action and then shoot at the boss man with his Galar 15 blaster carbine.
Ooh.
What a lad.
Okay. Alright, so
Mando.
the amount of purple dice you roll is equal to the range. So if it's short range, only 1 purple dice. Medium range, 2. Long range, 3.
Okay.
And if it's a melee attack, it's 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so this guy is within, it looks like medium range. Cad's shooting at this boss man. So he is going to roll 2 difficulty dice, which are the purple dice. And make his attack. Okay, that is a miss. But he has 2 advantages and a triumph he can spend. So, we're gonna end session really quickly. We're probably not gonna do a whole run of combat here because we have to end the session soon. But I will also send you guys and have handouts in here that you guys can always look at that will give you examples of what you can spend advantages on during combat.
Okay.
Okay.
So one example is if you don't hit, with 1 advantage, you can give a blue to the next ally in initiative. Okay, so they can roll blue dice on their next check.
Okay.
You can spend 2 advantage to give a blue dice to anybody. So not just the next person, you can like choose who you want to give it to. And another common thing you spend advantages on is, you see how your weapons have a critical rating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have, you can spend an amount of advantages equal to that to crit with the weapon. which means that you roll a d100 on the critical injury table, which I will also upload to Roll20. And depending on how high you roll is how devastating, like if you break their arm or you shoot them in the, you daze them or trip them or whatever it is. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he missed, but he does have some advantages to spend. So he had 2 advantages, so he'll give 2 blue to the next ally in line, which would be Vero.
Okay.
Okay, and then after Cad's turn, we have Big Bus Man. Akmal. Okay, he is going to... He's going to take out a Vibro Axe.
That's stacked.
Wow.
And he's going to hop onto the cover Cad was using and swipe down at the Mandalorian with his Vibro Axe.
Ouch.
Alright. Oh no! The dice fell off.
Shallow, they're using real dice.
He's flexing on us.
Yeah, I don't want to brag or anything, but I have real dice. Okay, that is a hit. That's 7. Oh boy, that's 9 points of damage and pierce 2.
Ooh.
Imagine he just dies right here.
Yeah, and 9 points of damage and pierce 2, so ignore 2 soak as well. And he also rolled a triumph, and he's gonna spend the triumph to crit. So you can always spend a triumph to crit as well if you don't have the advantages.
Oh my god. Homie's about to die.
So, I know, seriously. Straight off the bat. Alright, that's a 49. But his weapon has Vicious 3, which means that he adds, for each point of Vicious your weapon has, you add 10 to critical injury rolls. So plus 30.
Oh my god.
So this is 79.
Goodbye, brother. It's been a good run.
79 overpowered?
Maybe it is. Sounds like.
That axe is kind of
wait,
strong,
what is it?
bro.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Why can't I find it? Give me the cookie.
Yeah, so we all kind of know who to focus on, right? We all know who we're just pointing at now.
So all of us are just gonna charge him.
Where is it? I can't find it online. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay. Wonka wonka.
Definitely, it's somewhere in here. Here we go. 79 is, yeah, overpowered. The attacker may immediately attempt another free attack using the same pool.
That is a bro moment.
So, yep, he's gonna attempt another attack here. Oh, but that's gonna be a miss. That's gonna be a miss, but he does have some advantage to spend. So he will give 2 blue to the snipers when it comes to their turn.
Oh no.
Alright, Vero, you're up. So these guys start pouring out. It's frightening. Just these monstrous aliens with weapons
About
just start
Griffin
pouring out.
died,
Oh my
dude.
god! You see Cal just get taken in the shoulder with a vibro axe. What do you do?
Is this... let's see. How do I, like, ping the map?
Click and hold.
Like, you click and hold.
Okay. Is this like can I run behind? Is this cover?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's like some cover there.
I'll run behind that. So can I go here? Is that possible?
Yep.
Okay. And then can I shoot over that?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You gonna shoot at these minions here?
Yeah, I am. So.
Alright.
Okay, so I have a light blaster pistol. Is that medium? Yeah, medium. Okay, it's medium.
And I think they are within medium range. Looks like they're within 40 feet, so.
Okay.
Yeah, they're 25 feet away, so they're in range. And it is, yep, medium range, so the difficulty is 2 purple.
Okay.
And then you roll your range light.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, 3. So, and then that's 3 green then, right? Or,
Well, what's your agility?
oh, sorry. Okay, so 2 agility.
And what, 3 range light?
Yes.
So in the case where you have more ranks in a skill than a characteristic, you just flip it. So you take whatever number is higher, that's how many green dice you take. Whatever number is lower, that's how many you upgrade to yellow dice. So in this case, you'd be rolling 2 yellows and 1 green.
Okay. 2 yellows, green. Roll. 4 successes.
Nice. So, what is the weapon's base damage?
Let me see. 6.
Okay, so if you just get at least one success, you deal the weapon's damage. For each additional success, it's 1 additional damage.
Okay, so
So
9 damage.
That's 9 damage. Okay. Does your weapon have any kind of qualities?
It has Pierce +2.
Oh, okay. So Pierce means you ignore 2 points of... Pierce 2 means you ignore 2 points of soak. Which, remember, whenever you take damage, you reduce it by soak.
Okay.
So, reducing their soak. So now they have 1 soak. Take 9 damage, so they reduce the damage to 8, and then take 8 damage. So, yeah, one of these guys, you poke out with your blaster pistol and fire, and one of the guys, you take him right in the shoulder, and he kind of grunts and collapses to the ground, dead.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, and next up we have the snipers, but I think I'm gonna have to end the recording there. And when we come back, we'll jump right back into the middle of the battle with the weak waste snipers.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Friends Like These. Look out for the next episode dropping next Friday. If you want to learn how to play this Star Wars system for yourself, check out our how-to series on D20 Academy's YouTube channel. For hilarious and informative journeys through storytelling and role-playing, check out our weekly podcast episodes dropping every Tuesday. And if you're a GM looking to build your very own campaign, go to d20academy.com, where you will find a free video taking you through the entire process. May the Force be with you.